I call this regular council meeting to order, and could we have a certification of a quorum, please?
Yes, sir. Mayor Jason Knight.
Here.
Councilmember Place 1, Ruth Camarillo Smith.
Here.
Councilmember Place 2, Elise Chacon.
Here.
Councilmember Place 3, Luana Lulu Martin.
Here.
Councilmember Place 4, Doug Goyer.
Here.
Mayor, there is a quorum of the council present to conduct this meeting.
Okay, thank you. And just for the record, public hearing 8.1 and 8.2 are going to be pulled from the agenda because the applicant has withdrew his request for this project. Okay, and now will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and an invocation will be delivered by Pastor Donald Bolts.
Father, we want to thank you for your many blessings, and in you we find peace and love, and by your grace we're able to extend that kindness and grace to others. We pray, Lord, for this council meeting tonight. First of all, bless our city council and our city leaders with wisdom, with integrity, with compassion. I pray, Lord, they will continue to lead us in ways that will bring prosperity and unity to our community. We ask, Lord, you bless this meeting. Bless all of our families represented, and especially those among our community that maybe are struggling the most. They're facing serious needs. I pray, Lord, we be extensions of your love and grace to meet those needs. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, and now we're going to move into a presentation of a $20,000 check from Philip 66 for the sponsorship of swim lessons for Aranda's Pass students, Catherine Hilton, KCS/PR.
Yes.
You guys want to say a word? I think they just want to take a picture, but we want to make sure we thank you guys for this check, and it's going to be able to offer us swim lessons to about 200 first and second graders.
That's
so
awesome.
we really
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
Would you like to come down?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Y'all, sorry.
Oh, one more.
My bad. Mary.
No, it's okay.
Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Sorry. I didn't know Mary had that. Thank you.
Okay, and I don't think there's any announcements, are there, Mary?
No, sir, there's not.
Okay, now we're going to move into citizens' comments.
Is this on? Good evening. My name is Rosa Beatty, and I am here representative of the board of the Blessing Shop located at 313 South Commercial. The shop has 4 member churches: First Christian, Faith Lutheran, First Baptist, and the Methodist Church. We have representatives of all the churches present here tonight. I come before the council in hopes of finding a more lasting solution to the dreaded alley problem located in the entire 300 block of South Commercial. The 2 side streets are Goodnight and Wilson. The ongoing problem we have is constant degradation of all attempts to keep the potholes filled and the alleyway drivable without having to weave left and right around them. Caliche, dirt, and even pebbles have proven very short-term solutions and costly. We know a major cause of the potholes, and that is the double-axle supply-type trucks that come down daily through the alleyway. We also know that the property owners are the ones responsible for the upkeep of the alleys. There is a variety of property owners: 2 nonprofits, the Blessing Shop and the Rialto, a couple of eateries, a fitness gym, a cellular store, and probably 2 specialty shops, a tattoo shop, and additionally there are more residents that live on their property, approximately 2. Texas Transportation Code Section 311.002 provides that a city has exclusive control over the highways, streets, and alleys of the city. So perhaps an ordinance with exceptions for waste vehicles could be enacted to have double-axle vehicles use a loading-unloading zone designated on either Goodnight, Wilson, or both, and even utilize commercial streets' front entrance since commercial has 2 lanes of traffic on both sides of the highway. We could work on different types of road material to be utilized. Due to the aging infrastructure, i.e. the sewer pipes, perhaps a combination of road material with gaps of a certain size covered by movable metal grating in case of repairs. It won't look pretty, but it will function much better than what we have now. The Aransas Pass MDD could possibly help with putting a more lasting type of road material, since many of the businesses and the 2 nonprofits could show economic benefit to the district. For instance, the Blessing Shop regularly has out-of-town and out-of-state customers on Fridays and Saturdays. How do we know this? By asking the customers where they're from. We could start collecting data more formally if it is needed. We receive donations from many different people Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The shop operates with 100% volunteers, and the churches along with the shop give out funds to many nonprofits throughout Aransas Pass. For fiscal year 2025 and going into the first quarter of this year, the churches received over $126,000, and all 4 churches gave out funds to local nonprofits. The board gave out over $10,000 to local nonprofits, as well as $9,000 in scholarships to Aransas Pass and Ingleside graduates. Finally, we are asking council, please have staff work with us to offer assistance through a combination of either MDD funds and or an ordinance, and find a viable, long-lasting solution to our alleyway and potholes. Thank you all for your time, and I'm going to give City Manager my contact information.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Rosa.
I do. Do you want to go first? I want it. Yes, no? All right. All right. Sorry, I walked too fast. I apologize.
Excuse the mask. I'm trying to protect you all from whatever I have. My name is Kathleen Holland. I want to thank Aransas Pass Police for releasing the case files to the family, the Roberson family. If people aren't aware yet. It was the right thing to do. After all, there was a written and binding agreement. The family and team has recently begun reviewing the case files turned over under the legally binding Rule 11 agreement. We are hopeful to finally have these documents. We have only just skimmed the surface, and already it's obvious that critical pieces are missing. Shocker. We know that the former investigators, Captain Mike Thompson and Lieutenant Linda Thompson, left the department. They left an entire cabinet dedicated to Lisa's case, yet several critical interviews from the initial investigation are absent from the record. Furthermore, Lisa's personal belongings taken from her family home on August 7th, wait for this, 1989. Personal belongings have yet, to not been returned. In particular, a diary and address book remain withheld. We know that certain items were taken as there is an inventory. That diary and address book may hold vital information that could crack this investigation wide open. Furthermore, what the team has seen in these files reveals an unprofessional investigation conducted by Captain Kyle Rhodes and I can't even call him Chief, Eric Blanchard. Records show investigators spoon-feeding details to interviewees to force a confession, allowing unauthorized individuals to tell some of y'all aren't even listening. Allowing unauthorized individuals to sit on sessions. They also weaponize their power by executing a search warrant on Ruby Robertson's private information. Ruby is Elisa's sister. It is very clear that the warrant found absolutely zero links to suggest the family had any involvement, and it's deeply disturbing to see such coordinated effort trying to implicate an innocent family. Chief Perkins, you took an oath, as we spoke about last time, to serve and protect, not to shield the department from accountability. It's time to fulfill that oath, hand over the complete missing files, and deliver a formal public apology to the Roberson family immediately. And on another note, what the heck is happening on the harbor with this guy that thinks he's going to build a vet center? I've asked him on Facebook, as many people have, to produce his 501c info. And like I said, many others have too, and he has yet to do so. I smell something fishy. And it's not the harbor. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Kathleen.
Start recording. Oh, yes, ma'am. Sit here until y'all tell me to get up.
Ladies first. My name is Darlene Min. Good evening, members of the council and Chief Perkins. I'll pretend. I want to thank this council and the chief for releasing the case files to the Roberson family. The Roberson investigative team is already going through these records, and we feel that progress is being made. This family should never have had to fight, beg, and sue this city for what was rightfully theirs. While we acknowledge this step forward, compliance is not accountability. We are standing here tonight because we have yet to hear a formal public apology from this police department for the harm inflicted on the Roberson family. As we dig deeper into these files, a painful reality emerges. There is so much more that demands accountability. These records expose a blatant, destructive pattern of tunnel vision. Captain Rhodes, Ranger DeLuna, and Chief Blanchard did not follow the evidence. They invented a false narrative and tried to force the facts to fit it. They weaponized their authority against this family. And the cost of their tunnel vision was years of relentless harassment directed at the innocent family, alongside a massive waste of public resources and valuable time. We were shocked to discover that in 2023, Captain Rhodes and Frank Kent scoured Ruby's financial records, Facebook photos, IP addresses, geolocation, and her private emails and messages. They used the absolute power of a search warrant to rip through her entire personal life. It is deeply disturbing to know that state agents were picking through her private, intimate messages. And why? Because in that very warrant that was signed by a judge, Captain Rhodes explicitly wrote, and I'll quote it, "Ruby Hall has been unwilling to tell police that her mother is responsible for the death of Elisa. How dare you? You executed a warrant on a grieving sister because she refused to validate a lie. Captain Rhodes spent hours rooting through hundreds of private messages and random Facebook posts, and he found absolutely nothing. Not one single iota of evidence linking Ruby or her family to Elisa's disappearance. You owe Ruby and her family a massive public apology. And if you had the audacity to target Ruby, where was the warrant for Debbie Green, the actual daughter of a person of interest, the person who has spent a lot of energy getting the police and the community to attack and harass this family? This was a very targeted effort, yet this police department chose to take the word of an individual arrested multiple times for theft, fraud, and domestic violence while actively looking the other way. What was done to this family is an absolute disgrace, and the negligence needs to stop now. I will stand at this podium until a formal public apology is delivered to the Roberson family for the heartache, the disruption, and trauma that you have put them through. And just to show you how persistent and pervasive this lie has been, I met a Texas Ranger back in August, and I asked him what his thoughts were. He literally said, well, the LE stays with the house because one of the siblings witnessed everything, and even without proof, they can't let that go. I mean, who said they witnessed this? Where's this document of this sibling that said that? And he turned his back and walked away from me. So Chief Perkins, you know what to do. Thank you, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Beatrice Garcia. I'm here today just as a friend of the family. I'm here as a sister. I'm gonna get emotional, sorry. Elisa, Ruby, Tony, and Alex weren't just neighbors. We were raised together. Our relationship goes back long before Elisa disappeared, long before the accusing started, long before the years back began. Our mothers were best friends who raised us as one family. I'm here to speak with the truth about the woman investigators have spent years trying to tear down. I have watched Mama Marina fight to protect her children since I was a little girl. People are very quick to judge her. They talk about her temper, but they never ask why she had one. Marina has been fighting for her life since she was a little girl. Life was never easy for her, and the temper people point to was her only shed. It was her way of keeping her kids safe in the world that wasn't. We are not perfect, and times were different then, but I can tell you firsthand, we were loved and we were cared for. I watched Marina get beaten many times, and watched my own mother fight to pull that monster off of her while they fought for their lives. We were right there, children ourselves. We were just friends. We weren't just friends. We were survivors together. When Elisa disappeared, it broke us. We were all searching. Our family were out there in alleys, digging through dumpsters. We were the ones passing out flyers into our hands. Were raw. We were in shock. We were crying, and we were holding onto each other. Sorry. We didn't know what else to do. We all loved Elisa. I saw Marina's heart break in real time. She wasn't a suspect. She was a mother in pain. Beside herself trying to find her little girl. For many years, real needs had been ignored because Captain Rose and Chief Blanchard were on the watch hunt. They were too busy wasting time trying to create an evidence that fit their instead of looking for the truth. They choose to judge a mother trauma rather than investigate a disappearance. This family has been dragged through the mud for decades. Marina and Ruby has been through things that half of the people in this room would not be able to live through. They have been threatened as suspects instead of
This family has been dragged through the mud for decades. Marina and Ruby has been through things that half of the people in this room would not have been able to live through. They have been treated as with suspicion instead of the compassion any grieving family deserves. Because of that, this family is owed more than just an investigation. They deserve a formal and public apology for the way they have been treated by this department and its leadership. It is time to stop investigating the victims and start investigating the facts. Our family deserves the truth. Elisa deserves to be found. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say something. I didn't know Elisa, but I have met Ruby, and I just want to apologize from the bottom of my heart that they don't have answers. It breaks my heart. And I just hope that someday they get them. And that's it.
Sure. All right, guys. Good afternoon. Okay, I'm here for Elise, too, and Ruby. I actually have the search warrant. This is going to fall back just like the woman that got tased. There's no probable cause at all. Randy knew that. That's why he's not here anymore. Perkins knew that. I'll hold you accountable for that because he works for you. If you don't have any teeth, you need to find some, especially after I tell you what happens here. So Perkins knows this. And Jason, that was our friend.
Yeah.
Right? I expect something to get done. Okay. So probable cause is not rumors. It's not hearsay. Right? This is what the warrant was about. They went after Ruby, the sisters, not the moms, private messages, deleted data, her GPS tracking, Facebook, social media, personal pictures between her and her husband. What are they looking for? Financial records. What are they looking for? Okay. Probable cause came exactly what she said because Ruby refused to admit that her mom killed her sister. You are a liar because you said we were getting a public apology. I will be here every time I can until you're fired. Liars don't belong here. And oath breakers don't belong here. Bye, Randy. So, what else did they use? Well, they took drug dogs out to her house 2016 twice, hit twice, dug up her house, dug up the property, never found anybody. If you don't find anybody, what's your probable cause? Nothing. Experts came back and said it was a sewer line triggering the dogs. That's in your warrant. Is that probable cause? No. You're not an idiot. That's not probable cause, right? You're just a liar. Okay. So the mom, so can we get into her records because she doesn't believe her mom got killed? No. Can you get into her records on her mom's property because dogs triggered 10 years ago? No. No probable cause. That was DA Sam Smith who was corrupt. Glad he's gone. Thank Odin. You got Rhodes and you got Kent still working here to sign that. I expect you to hold him accountable. Kent needs to get the fuck out of here. Bye. Anybody that would sign that warrant saying that needs to go. How dare they? Personal records, Jason. How would you feel? Let me put this in perspective for you. If they can do it to her, they can do it to anybody out here. That means at any time they can go through all your records because they don't like what you say. And that's the way this police department's been run since Bletchard and that shithead right there. It's time for a change. Mary, it's all on you. They work for you. Get some teeth.
Anybody else wish to speak?
Mayor, council members, thank you. And before I begin, let me just say this. I'm glad you are doing the audit of the chamber. Thank you for doing exactly what the voters elected you to do. Exercise oversight, enforce the law, and protect public funds. The annual audit required under Texas Tax Code Chapter 351 isn't optional. It's a law. It's a basic responsibility of government, not to something to debate or delay. The issue didn't begin when you asked for receipts. It started long before that, when early funding discussions raised concerns about overlapping codes, blurred lines, and decisions been made without the separation. Good governance requires. Those concerns have only grown, and they point to conflict that should never exist when public money is involved. Across Texas, we've seen what happens when oversight breaks down. In Valverde County, the Del Rio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce came under scrutiny for more than $45,000 in public funds after officials discovered that people who received the money also voted to award it. The chamber then refused to appear before the Commissioner Court to explain the speeding, and questions was raised about whether its nonprofit status was even active at the time. Situations became serious enough that federal authorities began asking questions. And then in Fort Davis, the chamber received over $100,000 in hot funds for a tourism website project that produced almost no measurable tourism impact, lacked required documents, and failed to meet state standards. State reviewers noted vague deliverables, missing receipts, and spending that didn't match the purpose of hot funds. This case is a state-wide reminder that when oversight slips, misuse fills the gaps. And let me add something important here. No contract can override Texas state law. Texas Supreme Court made that clear in DeSantis versus Workant Corporation, where the court held that any contract term conflicting with the Texas statutes or public policy is voided. And honestly, if someone thinks a contract lets them skip state law, that's casting into the wind and calling it a strategy. You've taken the right path by insisting on the documentations and compliance. It's not confrontation. That's simply doing the job taxpayers expect. And as a taxpayer, I would ask one simple question. What documents are you asking for that the chamber claims are not related to hot funds? Because if hot money paid for it, touched it, reimbursed it, or was connected to it anyway, it's related. That definition doesn't change just because someone doesn't want to turn over the paperwork. So tonight, thank you. Thank you for your transparency, your steadiness, and your willingness to make the hard decisions required to protect this community. Oversight isn't personal. It's a job you were elected to uphold. And I close with this. If accountability makes someone uncomfortable, that's not your problem. That's just the sound of a big one finally getting hooked. Thank you again.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you, Will.
Please announce their name and where they live and make comments.
How are you, Nancy? My name is Randy Haskins. I live in Aransas Pass, Texas. I am also a former councilman here. For 2 years, I sat on that dais and I listened to that man's mouth, Mr. Followell, yelling, screaming, and cussing at people, calling them names, telling them how to do their jobs. You need to be quiet. During that whole time, he seemed to want to pick on law enforcement, myself, Chief Blanchard, City Manager Mary Juarez, wanted to call them names and tell them how to do their jobs. Well, I'm here to tell you something. Mr. Followell does not know half of what he thinks he knows. He seems to have went to some kind of police academy, but I think he was thrown out because he was smarter than everybody else.
Amen.
Mary, would you tell him to shut up?
Go ahead, Jason. I'll take it.
It's all right.
No, it's not all right. I'm speaking.
Go ahead, Randy. I'll get it.
Okay, like I said, for 2 years I put up with this. I don't think this council, these people in here, people that come to these meetings, need to put up with him anymore. Goodbye. Jackass.
You did.
Do what?
Right before I got here. I was going to leave him alone, but now he's doing that. Press charge going. I'd like to make a statement when we leave.
See, here we go. He's a little kid.
You don't fuck with me, that's what
Yeah, I do.
you're going to jail, buddy.
Anyway, there is your man that seems to think he knows everything in this town, and everybody needs to do. Sooner or later, there's not going to be anybody left in this town that are going to be as smart as he is, because everybody's going to be gone, be they be fired or run off at his wishes. I have no further to say. Thank you. This time.
All right. Anybody else wish to speak? Hang on, Kathleen.
I'm not a nice person.
After everything that I did for you.
Yes, you are, Kathleen. Don't say that.
Hang on, Kathleen.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Connie Liao. I live at 1351 West Highland. I am here along with several residents along Highland Avenue to talk about the public hearing item on the agenda. I just wanted to confirm that Mr. Cortez did submit a letter withdrawing that rezoning request for PZ 2026-14, which is the parcel on Highland Avenue. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The second case was the PZ 2026-15, which on the agenda also lists it on Highland Avenue, which I'm a little confused about that. I think originally there were two parcels. One was on Highland, and then the one directly behind was towards DeBerry. So can we clarify that PZ 2615 is for the parcel on DeBerry? Or am I to understand there's a separate parcel for Highland?
Well, I know that one got canceled also, but Joseph can answer that
Yeah,
question.
he's
for
right
you.
behind you.
Okay. Hey.
So yes.
Pardon me, can I interrupt you all for a minute? Steve, can you go outside and make sure Kathleen's okay? Thank you. Go ahead.
So yes, dealing with this case, it was two different parcels.
Okay.
They did submit to have both of them withdrawn. They were treated as two separate because they had two separate tracks.
Okay, so it is the one on Highland and the one directly behind
Yes,
which is
ma'am.
on the DeBerry. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize for taking up your time and
Oh, it's
speaking
okay.
probably out of turn, but thank you so much
Oh,
for your
thank
help.
you.
Thank
I
you,
really
ma'am.
appreciate
Have a
it.
good
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor, City Council, for having me here. My name is Michael Rivas. I am with Operation Restore Heroes, but I only have 3 minutes, and I got to clear something up. And it's on the current lease that we have on Con Harbor. Number one, we're not making any changes that was submitted to the City Council. Nothing. So we're not putting anything else on there that's on that we talked about. So I wanted to clear that up. I was preparing a presentation, which I don't have time to do. But that was the one thing I know I had to come up here and clear, was that there's a lot of rumors going around. My people hear everything, they follow everything, they know what's going on social media. So, and I guess that's why I had to come down here and clear up what was already passed as part of the lease, and we're not making any changes to that. We're building the restaurant and retail. Now, since I don't have much time, and I know a lady when she left, but anyway, I can talk to people that want to ask me any questions. It's Operation Restore Heroes. We're working on it still. This is something that's coming around. It's big, big, big stuff. And but since I don't have a presentation time to do it, I'm just going to be short to the point, and I just want to clear that up on the lease. So
Can you confirm that's the name of your nonprofit, Operation Restore Heroes?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is a 501c3?
It's a 501c, but they're, like I mentioned before, we have a lot of, we have IRS on us because of it forming and all the fraud that's going on. And, the rumors of stuff going back, no. Every dollar is gonna be accounted for. We're about transparency, and my sponsors are about transparency. So I wanted to clear that up. And but the main thing was the lease. We're not doing anything else there that what was submitted to the city. We're not anything to it. So, but since I don't have enough time, I can talk to people afterwards or whatever. But I wanted to clear that up. Number one. But yeah, that's the name of the nonprofit. Is going to be Operation Restore Heroes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Larissa Rios, 1044 South Commercial. I, for one, would like to know more about this lease that was made on public land that was donated to Aransas Pass residents for a business that's going to take up the most beautiful piece of Calm Brown Harbor and will take so many resources away from endangered species and make so many more problems for our ecosystem now. And it is very infuriating to me that this lease, unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. I would have time to make a presentation on why it shouldn't be there. I would love to see one on why it should. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Council. You have to excuse me, I'm new to public speaking. I don't normally come to city councils or anything. So I came here for one reason only. I am a Aransas County resident, and I'm a Aransas County local veteran. I'm here for that. I served 3 combat tours, 2 in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan. Spent 32 months of my life in active direct combat as a forward observer in the United States Army. Out of over 20 of my brothers I saw killed in action, one was a resident of Aransas County, prompting partly my reason to move down here. As I said, I am here as a concerned resident and veteran to talk about the harbor lease regarding Shrimp It Up 2, which we just heard from, and that was my reason for coming here. There's been some very wild and, dare I say, unbelievable 10 to 13 millions of dollars of donations, obligations of donations from major companies to the tune of 130 million, and potential donations of $800 to $900 million that Michael Rivas has personally stated on their local Facebook page. I'm going to say that seems like a stretch. That does not seem very believable at all. I don't know of a company, a nonprofit, that has $800 to $900 million of donations, especially that just formed. The business plan that he has stated is equally wild, citing everything from a veterans retreat center, a suicide hotline center, an employment assistance center, a transitional housing center, a pickleball court, boating adventures, counseling clinic, etc. That seems a little bit big for Aransas Pass. It seems a little bit big for any startup organization. You just heard him say his 501c is Operation Restore Heroes. You also just heard him say we with a restaurant, which that lease is to the ML and MR Real Estate Investment Services, Mark Lunsky and Michael Rivas. So when Mark talks, Michael talks. When Michael talks, Mark talks, because they're business partners. So he just admitted that he has incorporated a nonprofit startup to collect donations to fund a business. That's illegal. That's fraud. What I wanted to hear him say was, here's my whole business plan. Here's everything. Here's all the questions I've been avoiding when people have been directly asking me. I wanted to hear that because I wanted to hear maybe there's a chance that this is a legitimate operation designed to help veterans. But if it's a pump and dump scheme to benefit a restaurant under the guise of helping veterans, that's disgusting. That's disgusting, and I won't have anything for it. What I'm asking you guys to do is, instead of when you go into executive session tonight, I'm asking you to table this and put this on a agenda item for the next meeting, where he can come up here and he can state his facts, he can state his financials, he can state all the questions that our local veterans or local citizens and anybody else with a vested interest has to ask him, that they have asked him, that's been crickets in response. Then you make your decision to continue the lease or not. You already did that with the STRs. People came up here, you had a town hall, people came up here, they were largely opposed to it. And you listened to them. I'm asking you to put it on an agenda so people like me, my brothers, we can come up here and start having some issues with this. I don't want to see this be built off fraud. And then in the end, who approved it? It's obvious it's a scam. It doesn't make any sense. I'm asking you to take that into consideration, put it on the agenda item for next council meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Come on, Mike.
Afternoon, my name is Mike Hernandez. I was just going to speak on the rezoning that got removed, but I wanted to know, I had reached out, I think to Mary, I left a message back in February when I seen that property getting cleared, and the voicemail was still for our old city manager, said Gary, I don't remember, Gary Edwards or whatever. But I tried to get on top of that right out the gate. Like we said at our zoning commission board, it's an old established neighborhood with 5-acre lots. And to rezone, for somebody to come try to rezone to a R7 and put 32 homes in this neighborhood is ridiculous. I know there were some city council members that were there listening, but I was wondering, I know you have town hall meetings for this and that, and I mean, stuff for like this, I mean, I know AP needs to grow. Population-wise, I don't believe so, because our taxes are outrageous and we're behind on everything. And so, business-wise, yes, we should grow business-wise. But when they mentioned their 20-year plan, to me, growing in the 20-year plan, that should not include coming into an established neighborhood with 5-acre, 10-acre tracts to rezone into what they say 65 by 140. We don't need another Hogan Homes neighborhood in an established neighborhood, especially with the infrastructure we have. They talked about they weren't going to repair any damage with all their commercial contractor trucks, this and that. 11th Street, some of the residents on 11th Street don't even have a paved road, and they're like, well, we're just going to pave the entrance of our neighborhood. Talked about being an HOA, this and that. I would like stuff like when a citizen finds out ahead of city council, ahead of zoning, if we could get more behind the ball, because I know I reached out to Jason. He said he hadn't heard anything about it. I never heard back from Mary, but I don't like people losing business because that's their livelihood, but I mean, come on. Its neighborhood was $400,000, $800,000 homes they're talking about. Infrastructure for them, utilities was $900,000, and they could only, the minimum amount of homes they could put there was 32 because the cost effectiveness. I stated if they sold every home for $400,000, that's just under $13 million. If they sold them all at $800,000, that's over $25 million. If they can afford to do that, there should be some type of process of the builder needs to establish the infrastructure there. I mean, it sucks on the builder, but it's part of doing business, in my opinion. But I want to thank y'all for y'all's time, Joseph, for help, putting that together. But I would like to be able to have more information. Like when we reach out to y'all and like to hear back, like with the alleyways, we heard back quick. But the neighborhoods and stuff like that, it was just like I haven't heard anything. And then we had all of a sudden neighbors got the notice, put it out to everybody else, and they had the whole presentation on the agenda. Nobody really reads the classifieds to see this rezoning stuff. So the only neighbors that got the notice were touching boundaries with this neighborhood, when that neighborhood would have affected everybody, not just the person right beside them.
Right.
But I wish we'd get more town hall meetings to get something to talk about these neighborhoods growing, but together, not just for somebody to come out and do a land grab and make a money grab, because that's not me. But anyways, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Anybody else wish to speak? Oh, come on, Jimmy.
Evening, folks. Jimmy McCombs, a Aransas Pass resident and a Aransas Pass veteran, and I'm highly active in a lot of veterans organizations. And I was the post commander in Rockport when Rockport Warriors United came through. You guys remember them? Okay, I extended an invitation to Mr. Reeves to come over to the Ingleside VFW and give his presentation, and he couldn't make it. Just like to say, I'm going to extend another invitation, and if he accepts, I will let everybody know, and we'll sit down and have a civil conversation with him. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you,
Thank
Jimmy.
you, Jimmy.
Anybody else wish to speak? No? We're all good? All right. Okay, now we'll move into staff
Mayor,
report.
Mayor,
Oh,
yes, if
oh,
at
never
this-
mind, I forgot.
Yes, if at this time, can we jump to item 10.4? We have Mr. Brian Williams here from the San Patricio Municipal Water District.
Sure.
To speak on the plan that the city of Corpus Christi has devised for the curtailment implementation, I think as early as September.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Brian Williams. I'm the former general manager of San Patricio Municipal Water District. Tonight, we have from our board of directors, Doyle Keller, who represents the city of Aransas Pass, on our board. Also, the new general manager, Jeff Price, is here this evening. But appreciate y'all putting Ms. Juarez putting this on the agenda tonight, this resolution that's before y'all. Just a little bit about where we are with water in the region right now. Lake Corpus Christi, it came up a little bit over the last couple of weeks. It's at 10.9%. Choke Canyon Reservoir is at 7.1%. So the western reservoirs combined for the Nueces Basin are at 8.2%. Also with the rains that we got over the last couple of weeks, Lake Texana, it's up to 75.7. If y'all remember, it made it down to just a little bit below 50%. We are looking forward to some good rains possibly this week that may actually fill up Lake Texana. But that, with the western reservoirs as low as they are, I'll keep on talking louder if that's okay.
Yeah, hang on, Brian.
No problem. No problem.
There's everybody's up there making, talking, you can't hear. All right, now you're good, Brian.
No problem, no problem. I think with the water condition where we are, we're still in a critical condition. I know the city of Corpus has taken up talking about level 1 water emergencies, and that could happen as soon as September of 2026 this year. I think probably with some of these rains, it'll be put off another month or two possibly, but I think we still, as the region, need to be thinking about the critical nature of our water supply. Some of y'all may also be watching with the water supply. They looked at the city of Corpus was looking at the Evangeline Laguna here in San Patricio County, or over in San Patricio County, and that was stalled out last week because some folks received standing to protest those permits. So on the agenda tonight, or in y'all's packet, there's a resolution that has been put together, kind of give you the basis for that. As we go into a level 1 water emergency, which means, I guess, when it goes into level 1, it means that there's only 180 days that we could put, that the supply of water may not meet the demand. It doesn't mean we'll be out of water, but the supply will not meet our demand. So what we do prior to that is set a baseline.
Hang on, Brian. Can we get somebody to prop that door open? Because that thing can't be closed right now.
Prior to going into those curtailments, when we go into a water emergency, a baseline has to be set. And what's being proposed by the city of Corpus right now is that the city residents of Corpus Christi and their commercial, the city residents, they started out at 7,000 gallons per month, but they've increased that to 8,000 gallons per month that they're going to allot to their residents. They're also going to allot amount of water for their commercial that when there is a 25% reduction, it'd be a very minimal reduction on their commercial. And then they've got a calculation that they're using on their large volume users. Well, when they come to San Patricio Municipal Water District, which is a wholesale customer of the city of Corpus Christi, they're also looking at using that same seasonal average to determine the allotment for the city, for San Patricio Municipal Water District. And so with that allotment that is given to us, in turn, what is allowable in that number to give to, say, the city of Aransas Pass, instead of 8,000 gallons per month the residents in Corpus Christi are going to get, we would only get about 5,800 gallons per month. Substantial difference between those two numbers, so that when there is a 25% reduction, Corpus Christi would go down to about 6,000 gallons per month for their residents, and we would go down to 4,350 gallons per month. So there's a pretty big disparity in the way Corpus Christi is treating its wholesale customers, and then in turn that we would have to treat y'all. So what this resolution lays out is just the city of Aransas Pass saying, we think that the system, the allocations that the city of Corpus is creating are unfair and inequitable, and we ask, city council would ask that the citizens of Aransas Pass would be put on the same plane as the city of Corpus residents, and that they would be treated fair and equitably across the board. So with that, I'll mention City of Portland passed the resolution 2 weeks ago. Last week, Rockport did it. Hopefully, the City of Aransas Pass will do it tonight. Ingleside on the Bay tomorrow night. Ingleside, I think their next council's about 2 weeks in the future. But I think it would be beneficial to the city to go on record and say y'all would like to be treated fair and equitably in the region.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Good? We're good? Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we'll consider an act on a resolution requesting the city of Corpus Christi to modify its proposed ordinance that sets baselines for water usage and approves curtailment percentages for water customers during a level 1 water emergency. And do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to consider and act on a resolution requesting the City of Corpus Christi to modify its proposed ordinance that sets baselines for water usage and approves curtailment percentages for water customers during a level 1 water emergency.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, now
We're going back.
we're going back.
We go back to
For
staff
budget-
reports. Well, yeah, staff reports.
Budget calendar, I got it
For
right.
the monthly department reports also are submitted in written format.
Okay.
So we'll go to the budget calendar. Let me bring it up. Okay, so it's that time of the year again. We're approaching, we usually start the budget season in the month of June. So you have a copy of the calendar. I'll go over some of the key dates. I won't go over all of them. You've got a copy of the calendar. So the first date is April 30th, which is the preliminary values were due by the chief appraiser. We got those by the deadline. So I will jump over to item number 4. That is June 1st, a budget public hearing. We're required under state law to have one public hearing, and that's usually done, I believe it's 10 days before we adopt the budget. But we usually have one at the beginning of the budget season, and the purpose for that is just to give the citizens an opportunity to provide input at the beginning of the budget season. So that's scheduled for June the 1st. I'll jump over to item number 7, which is the strategic budget planning session. That's on Friday, July the 19th. That meeting usually starts at 8:30 in the morning and lasts till about noon. And this is the meeting where department heads will come in and submit their requests and present their council goals for the department. So that's scheduled for June the 19th. Next, I'll jump down to at the very end, items number 22 and 23. The budget hearing is scheduled for September 21st for the operating budget as well as the tax rate. And that is the same date that's scheduled to adopt both the tax rate and the operating budget. But there's no action required today. This is just a presentation of the budget calendar.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions?
There's no motion. There's no action.
Okay. All right. See, now we're going ahead. Okay, now we're going to move into the consent agenda. And it'll be to approve the following minutes first. Special meeting minutes, February 12th, 2026, and the regular meeting minutes, February 16th, 2026. And do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the following meeting minutes, special meeting minutes of February 12th, 2026, and regular meeting minutes of February 16th, 2026.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we're going to move into action items, and we're going to consider and act on the selection of Mayor Pro Tem for the ensuing year.
I would like to nominate Mary Elise Chacon as a mayor pro tem.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. We have a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Elise.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to move into consider and act on ordinance amending the Aransas Pass Personnel Policy Manual adopted October 21st, 2019 by adding Chapter 43, Employee Participation and Civic Involvement, and providing an effective date.
Okay. So this discussion came to council several weeks ago. And at that time, that discussion centered around the use of city employee time while serving on civic organizations and non-city boards, and also on those city board, non-city boards that require like voting power. So I guess first, let me start off by saying that the city strongly supports and encourages our city employees to be involved in civic and professional and community organizations. It's a valuable contribution to our community. So the purpose of this policy is not to discourage that involvement by our city employees, but rather to create a balance, you know, and any conflict that may result as a result of serving on civic organizations and so forth, and the involvement that may occur during the normal business hours of, you know, 8 to 5. So you have the policy here. I'll go over some of the key points of the policy. Let me just scroll down. The first one is that city employees, let me scroll down, I believe it's, yeah. City employees may serve on non-city boards or organizations in their personal capacity, including voting or decision-making decisions, you know, or roles. If the participation occurs during normal working hours, employees must use their accrued leave as long as they have approval from their supervisor. City resources such as equipment, supplies, email systems shall not be used for non-city boards or activities. If participation involves fees or financial obligation, prior approval from the supervisor or city manager is required. There is an exception in the policy, and that exception applies to those employees that serve like in a professional, educational, trade, licensing, certification, or work-related organizations associated with the employee's official duties. Those are allowed in the policy. And I'll give you an example. And I'm going to use our city secretary as an example. There is a Texas Municipal Clerks Association. He is a member of that. There's also a local chapter. So they have a certification program. I don't know if he's enrolled in that or not, but if he were, those, and that's what I mean about those involvement or organizations that directly relate to a city employee's, I guess, job or role. So that would be allowed under the policy. It's just those organizations that are non-city civic involvement type organizations.
Makes sense to me.
Well, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to consider an act on ordinance amending the Aransas Pass Personnel Policy Manual adopted October 21st, 2019 by adding Chapter 43, Employee Participation, Civic Involvement, and providing an effective date of today.
I have a question.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead, come up.
I'm sorry I didn't see this. Will there be any reimbursement in any of these clubs for the city employees? Like, say, covering dues for the city employees being in these clubs?
Well, if it's directly related to their job, the city will cover that. But if it's non-city, and civic involvement, no, the city will not. Well, I'm sorry, I take that back. If it's, well, for instance, I believe the Chamber of Commerce has a leadership. So if there is a fee associated, and I believe in the policy it does say, let me go back. Let me see if I could find it here. It did allow for any fees or financial obligation as long as they receive prior approval from their supervisor.
I do not agree with this. I don't think that city funding should be involved in clubs, that we should be funding these things. If they're very interested in this, then they should be paying out of their own pocket for something that they want to do. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So that's in the policy. If the civic involvement, involves a fee, and I believe the leadership program, there is a fee associated with that. Now, what we can do, we can set a minimum, maybe allow 2 or 3 to register, for any particular year. But the way the policy is written, it would allow for the city to pay for those dues.
How much are we usually spending? Do you know what?
I do know that in some instances there is scholarships, and I don't know how many. I believe they allow maybe 1 or 2. I believe that the dues are, I think they're like between $250 and $300.
So we put a cap on it?
If you're asking me, I'm involved in memberships, and I have to pay for my own memberships. National nursing organizations, all different types of
I
organizations.
mean, and it's up to the council. I
Yeah.
don't think $200 to $300 is unreasonable, where the city can cover those fees. Like I said, we can set a minimum where we would cover maybe 2 or 3 a year, but again, that's up to the council.
What organizations actually benefit the city for them to be in?
I'm sorry?
Like, what organizations are people,
The
are
only
our
one-
employees memberships that are asking the city to pay for that would be a benefit to
The
the
only
city?
one that I can think of right now is just the leadership class.
And how does that benefit the city?
I mean, we strongly support our employees to be involved in, civic organizations. And I
Yeah.
believe it was that same group that they do community projects, and that was the same group that raised funds to do the benches over at Compound Harbor. So I believe that benefited the city.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see where it benefits the city
And, I mean, that
as
was
an
the-
employee.
yeah,
Not
that-
the
that
city
was-
as a whole.
yeah.
I mean, obviously the volunteering does that. I'm just trying to see on a financial
Does
level.
does everybody else have more questions they'd like to ask on this? Because, I mean, you could let it die and postpone it if you want to bring it back. You could always do that, if you guys have more questions about this.
They do. I mean, according to the way the policy is written, that goes against employee rights. So, Mr. Isasi did do some research, and that's something that we could not tell them that they couldn't serve on a board with, and not have voting power.
No, voting power is one thing, decision power is another.
The same thing.
Unless it's a
Personally,
conflict.
I feel that if it's a TML conference or something that they're
And
being
that's
sent
something that's
to,
directly related, so
That's something
that's
that's
covered,
directly
yeah.
related.
Yeah.
I think indirectly related, I'm gonna oppose it. I agree with Larissa. We shouldn't be spending, our government
agree.
funds
I
for
mean,
that.
we have to pay for it
In all
ourselves, too.
honesty. I mean, they can do it, but
Yeah,
they'll just have
I
to
support
pay
them
for it
doing it,
themselves.
absolutely. I think it's a great,
And I
That's-
think
that's
the
my own
concern-
opinion.
The concern came when we had on the agenda last time was from Chief Perkins and the police department, and that sometimes they become members of organizations such as, I think he mentioned like CASA or something having to do with the same, and this is all part of their work, like.
If it's part
let's
of-
say
yeah.
you have a sexual assault case, and they all become members of a group to I guess, get better training in that area, and now they're part of that circle that take control of that case and see it to the end, right? And those are the type of groups that were being mentioned. Certainly not anything outside, not having to do anything with their job employment.
I would say if it's directly related, to me, that's
Yeah,
directly related
that's
to their
co-
job.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's
That's
covered.
different.
It's the others, the non-city and civic organization.
Yeah,
Right.
I
that's
believe that's
directly
in
related to
question.
their scope, in my opinion. They have
Yeah.
to be able to do those assessments as.
That's
from,
more
the
training.
same- That's more training. That's different.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think training's
Yeah,
separate.
that's allowed under the policy. Now, the other, I think the issue that we're talking about is those non-city civic organizations that have a fee.
I kind
So-
of feel like that if you're doing volunteer work, I mean,
You should pay for
it's
it.
volunteer, if you're getting paid, it's not volunteer work. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. So if the
So-
council wants to amend the policy to remove that,
I'd like to do that.
Okay.
Well, this is where they're gonna come before the council, and get permission to allow them to be able to participate. If it's something not having to do with with their work employment, right? We can't deny them that right. It's
No,
their First
we're
Amendment
saying
right
they
to
can do it.
participate.
They're
Oh,
just
yeah,
gonna
no,
have
they
to.
can do it.
They're
But
just gonna have to
then
pay
the
for
city
it.
doesn't have to
consider
pay for
whether
it.
you're going to pay the fees or not.
So let it die.
Yeah.
Can we just amend, can we pass it but amend it, or do you need us to let it die and come back?
I think there's a section in there that says that if participation involves a fee, prior approval is required. If the council does not want to cover that fee for those non-city or civic organizations, then I believe we would need to make a motion to remove that from the policy. And then everything else will stay, which is,
Just make a motion to approve it, striking that language.
yes.
Well, can we let this one die? We'll have to let this die because there's already a motion on the floor.
Oh, okay, yeah, let that motion die and then make
Yeah,
another one. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, half a
Yeah,
motion.
Half motion.
Okay, so then a motion died, there was no second, so then that motion dies, so then we would need another motion.
You have to make a motion
To amend.
whatever you want to take out.
Okay. How do you want me to phrase the amend?
It's
Is there a
the
section
mo-
on it?
Yeah, the motion to remove the section where participation involves any fees or financial obligation prior approval from.
Yeah, what is? Sorry, to remove the employee participation in civic involvement,
Yeah.
that part?
The financial obligation.
The financial, let me go to that. I'm trying to find it on here.
I am too.
Let's see. Oh, there it is, J. Okay.
Okay, there it is. To remove item, I guess, number J.
J. Okay, what number were we on here?
Just remember what you put, because we'll have to vote on it again.
I know, I'm trying to even find it
So
on
it
here
would be
now.
a motion to
10-4.
remove item number J from the policy.
Oh, no, sorry, not 10-4.
I know.
Where the heck is it?
10-2.
10-2.
10-2? Okay, we're back at. Okay, so I make a motion to approve the ordinance amending the Aransas Pass Personnel Policy
Mhm.
Manual, right? And
No,
but
you
it's
gotta-
striking it?
You need to make a motion
To
to
amend.
amend to remove item J.
To amend it first, and
Yep.
then I'll just say, I can't say it all together?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay, I make a motion to amend, item J and strike it from the Personnel Policy Manual.
Mhm.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the amendment carries. Now we need to make a motion on the wording to approve.
Okay, I make a motion to approve amending the Aransas Pass Personnel Policy Manual adopted October 21st, 2019 by adding Chapter 43, Employee Participation in Civic Involvement, and providing an effective date as of 5/18/2026.
And I think you'll have to remove, which one
Re-
was it?
by- But also removing item J.
Yep. Okay, we got a motion on the floor. We have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we're gonna move it.
Thank you, Larissa.
Now we're gonna move into consider an act to award a request for proposals for a professional service agreement for grant writing, administration, and management services to GrantWorks.
Yes. So we issued a request for proposals. We did receive a total of 6 proposals for grant writing services. There was a committee comprised of myself, Sal, our city secretary, and Sandra Garcia, our director of finance. We reviewed all of the proposals, and after the review, the city is recommending that the award go to GrantWorks. There is a representative here from GrantWorks, should you have any questions. Yeah. But,
Hi.
I'll wait
Okay.
until it's done.
Yeah, okay.
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 Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to consider an act on resolution requesting the city.
Wrong one.
Oh, wait, sorry.
I know.
I'll make a motion to consider an act to award request for proposals for professional service agreement for grant writing, administration, and management service to GrantWorks.
There's a motion on the floor. We have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
We're good.
I do have a question for you.
Okay.
Sure.
go ahead.
Okay. First, I would like to say thank you, and I'm Natalie with GrantWorks. So thank you all for allowing us to be here, and thank you for the award. We're really looking forward to working with you guys. So
That's exciting. When we do have a proposal and an idea for a grant, how do we communicate that to Natalie? What do we do? What's the process?
we typically allow our communities, our clients, to dictate to us what the best workflow process is internally, but we're always open to calls from anybody. So I think it just really depends on what works best for you guys, internally, and how you want to handle that.
How do you want to handle
Yes,
that?
well, we're going to have an initial meeting after we, probably in the next couple of weeks. And once the agreement is signed, we'll have an initial meeting with Ms. Gonzalez and kind of go over some of the priorities that we have discussed. So if there's anything that the council wants to add to that, just let me know.
Yeah, then we can start driving Mary crazy with phone calls.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And then she can drive down
Okay.
crazy.
And And I
Great.
can also, if that's okay with you all, I can leave my business cards with each of
I
you.
was gonna
just so
ask.
you do
I
have
want to
them.
say that we got one, but
And we
I can't. I don't
typically
know what to do
do
with it.
call pretty, promptly, usually right after one of these, to get with our point of contact and establish a transition conversation. So I see this as something that'll move forward quickly.
Yes, yes.
Ms.
Right.
Perez. But I'll
Nice.
leave you
Well,
with that.
congratulations.
Sure. Thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate it.
We're happy to have you.
Absolutely. Looking forward to
Thank you.
helping you guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you now, Lily. I have your card, yes, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we're going to consider and act on approving a resolution appointing 9 regular members and 2 alternate members, I'll get it out one of these days, to the Charter Review Commission and providing an effective date.
I
So
believe
the,
Sal's going to take this item.
Yeah.
So city charter requires the city council to appoint a charter review commission every 2 years in even-numbered years. The commission must consist of 9 regular members and 2 alternates, each to whom must be a citizen of the city. So in this instance, each council member can pick 2 people to put on the committee. The mayor picks 1 person for the committee and the 2 alternates. How you want to
Who
start?
wants to go first?
I'd like to nominate both Will Gardner, if he'd accept, and Mr. Christian Freeze, if he'll accept. Thank you.
I would like to nominate Rhonda Hintz and Chuck Hintz if they would accept.
All right, I'm going to pick Randy Haskins.
All right, I'm going to nominate Meadow Rose. No, Meadow Rose. Is it? That's your.
There you
I was
go.
like, I'm not sure what they were proposing. I'm just going to still say Meadow. And Liz Brayley.
And I'm gonna nominate Larissa Rios and Bill Schwinn.
Do we have any alternates?
I think 2 of them will be alternates.
Are
out
they,
of
is
the-
that what this
yeah.
one?
So-
No, it's not. We need
No,
2 more.
no, I need 2 more, Mayor, from you.
Me?
I think you were going to do 1 regular member and then 2 alternates.
You want to do it, Donald? All right.
What's the full name, Donald?
There's Mr. Peacock. He's back there.
Where?
He's back
Is
there.
he here?
I can see him
Hey,
all the way.
Anybody else?
Dennis. Can you
Mr.
hear me?
Peacock.
Hey,
Mr. Peacock.
Dennis. You want to be an alternate? You want to be an alternate?
Brummett
Just say yeah. Yeah.
and Dennis Peacock.
No, I don't think so.
I may not have the time.
Leroy. I just saw him right there. Okay, we got it now.
All right.
It's
Okay.
there you are, right?
There you go, yes.
Yeah.
So if y'all can hang back a little bit,
Do
I'll
we
give
have
you my
any
business
information
card
to
so I
give
can
them
get all your
when
emails.
y'all will start.
I believe Mr. Hernandez is going to, I guess, we'll coordinate a time when everybody can meet, and we will make sure to get them a copy of the charter for their review before the first meeting.
Awesome. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Well, now we'll move into consider and act on an
Did we vote on that? Did we vote on that?
Oh, no, we didn't.
Need to vote.
Bad.
We're just ready to move on.
So if I can just read the list out loud, make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay.
Will Gardner, Christian Freeze, Rhonda and Chuck Hintz, 1 and 2.
No, it's
Chuck
Chuck
Fo-
Ford.
Chuck Ford.
Chuck Ford, I'm
Chuck
sorry.
Ford,
I heard the wrong. Glad I asked. Rhonda Hintz, Chuck Ford, Randy Haskins, Meadow Holleran. What was the last name for Liz?
Brayley.
Liz Brayley.
She's also on P&Z if you need to see her spelling.
And Larissa Rios and Bill Schwinn. And then alternates are Donald Brummett and Leroy Terrio, excuse me. Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to consider those members and act on approving the resolution appointment of them. and the 2 alternate members to the Charter Review Commission, and providing an effective date of today, May 18th, 2026.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we're moving to consider and act on an ordinance amending Chapter 3 of the Code of Ordinances relating to alcoholic beverages by amending Sections 3-2 and 3-3 to comply with Texas Senate Bill 1008 and Texas Health and Safety Code 437.01235, providing for repealer, servability, codification, and an effective date.
So this amendment updates Chapter 3 of the city's Code of Ordinances related to alcohol beverages to align with local regulations and the requirements of the Texas Senate bill that you just referenced. This basically ensures consistency with state law and provides for standard repealer, servability, codification, and obviously the effective dates provisions. So basically what this is anyone that sold alcohol required a city permit to sell alcohol in the city limits. With the new state law, anyone that is a food, like a restaurant or a food retailer, is now exempt from those particular permits. So the city would only need would be after those who strictly sell alcohol with no food involved.
Just a straight bar.
Right, so like a liquor store,
Liquor
particularly
store.
is a good example of
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to consider an act on ordinance amending Chapter 3 of the Code Ordinances relating to alcoholic beverages by amending Sections 3-2 and 3-3 to comply with Texas Senate Bill 1008 and Texas Health and Safety Code 437.01235, providing for repealer, severability, codification, and an effective date of today, May 18, 2026.
Yeah, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving right along, we're going to consider and act on a resolution amending the guidelines for the expenditure of hotel/motel occupancy tax funds.
This one's mine too. So this was based off of the last conversation that we had. Again, to amend our city guidelines for the expenditures of hotel, motel, hot fund tax by revising the policies, procedures to reimburse eligible groups and businesses in accordance with Chapter 351 of the Texas Tax Code. Those particular amendments would be establishing the hot funds applications will be accepted on a rolling basis throughout the fiscal year rather than have that January to March deadline. This requires applicants to submit only after the event has occurred. This way we have solid numbers. I think the big deal with hot funds is when you deal with speculation, it can get a little gray. We don't want gray, we want black and white. This way they have the receipts, they have their data as far as heads and beds, so on and so forth. This also requires submissions of invoices, proof of payment, and all supporting documents with the application. Also confirms that the city hot tax grant program operates on a reimbursement basis only.
Okay.
And if this, passes, we'll have basically a combination of we have basically 2 forms: your application and your post-event. So the new application will be the combination of both those documents in one form. That way we have one meeting, all documents, and you make your decision.
And that's just getting all our checks and balances.
Right, yeah, so when someone comes before you, we'll kind of run through the process, make sure they hit the criteria. Staff will give recommendation. We do have a new direct relationship with the THLA, which is Texas Hotel and Lodging Associations. We actually can utilize their legal services to vet some of these just in case, just to get a little seal of approval on that. And then they'll come before you 100% with all the information for your final decision.
Good deal. Sounds good.
Sounds good, yeah.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve resolution amending the guidelines for the expenditure of hotel motel occupancy tax funds.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. We have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we're going to consider and act on approving the use of hotel occupancy tax funds in an amount not to exceed $5,000 for 2 movies at the harbor, event to be held at Combrine Harbor on June 11, 2026 and July 16, 2026 at 8 p.m. That sounds pretty cool.
Mayor, council. Malik, how y'all doing? So basically it's just our effort to, add some more city-sponsored events. As far as where we'll do it at, obviously it'll be at the harbor. It'll kind of be the same setup as the fireworks show. So that big old grass patch, we'll have the screen kind of facing towards Dorados. And it's really as simple as that. As far as picking the movie goes, probably the hardest part, but what we want to try and do is a Facebook poll and put some more kind of popular old movies in there. That way at least people get to decide somewhat on which movie we end up going with. And if it's good, then obviously there's 2 on here, but we can keep doing more as long as the weather lets us.
And I think this is the setup that actually kind of works in the halfway daylight area also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, that's the only thing I had.
This was also
It'll be free.
This was also THLA approved.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
It's good. Okay.
Mhm.
Good with me. Yeah.
The Texas Hotels and Lodging Association.
'Cause
We
we're
have a
using hot funds.
we have a connection with them. They basically they have hot fund lawyers basically, so they can look at our stuff and give a seal of approval.
This is an approved item.
Yes.
I'm excited. Why did we go with 2 instead of 3, since we have the 3 summer months?
Just kind of gauge it out and see how it goes. If we get enough interest, then we can do more.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. It's a pretty easy process to set up. We contract out the screen and the
Does he
the
have to
generator.
come back if he chooses a third
If
time?
there's going to be more, yeah, we would have to come back. And the reason he did too was just to see what kind of participation and involvement we get.
Yeah, but if it's good, it's like I said, it's not hard to
Okay.
get set up as far as the generator and the screen comes from one company, and then getting the movie is just getting on the website.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, that's really the hard part. We have to go through a licensing company, but it's essentially you pay for the license and then you can go buy the movie yourself. And then you just play it from there.
Pardon me, are you going to have food trucks or anything?
As of right now, no. We're not going to have food trucks. I did reach out to Dorados just to make sure there's not going to be any conflicting music, and they were good with it. They were all for it. Like I said, we're going to try and start simple and then just build from there.
Build
So
on
the
from
first one's
there.
really good, and then we can have food trucks at the next one. That's not a hard thing to add either.
Okay.
I'm super excited about it. So, yep.
Will you be allowing coolers in for families, for stuff to drink?
Yeah,
and eat?
just regular park, nothing special as far as on our end. It's really just setting the screen up. We're not
And then
gonna.
people just bring their own blankets,
Mhm,
chairs,
bring your own
whatever they
blankets,
want.
chairs.
Picnic it.
We're not gonna block the roads off. If it gets to the point where it gets super busy, then maybe at the next one we'll try and figure out some way where we might need to make some blocks. But as of right now, just kind of see how it goes.
What about alcohol? Are you going to allow alcohol?
I'm not allowing anything, but we can add that in there. The park is just the park. Anybody
It's more
can-
geared towards a family event.
Mhm.
Well, the reason I'm asking is I think it needs to be specified, no alcohol allowed.
We can
I
add
bel-
that in there. It's
I
gonna
believe
include
we
us adding
have-
an officer, but it's a public space.
Yeah,
don't know
I
if
believe
can-
we have an ordinance already about alcohol in parks, because I'm sorry, I
don't know if
didn't
that's
look it
considered a
up.
park,
We
is
can
it?
go
Yeah, it would
back
be-
and.
It's not.
Whatever's
Yeah.
already set is
Yeah.
what kind of what we're just gonna go with.
And I think there is something that addresses alcohol at Compound Harbor. I mean, we can look it up and.
Okay.
But yeah, the plan was not to change
don't-
whatever's already.
Right.
in
I
there.
wouldn't think that would bring in like that kind of
Yeah.
people. I mean, because you're going to
have a little
do
bit of
family
decency
friendly
out there,
type, right? More kid type movies. I'm
Mhm.
assuming.
Mhm.
I mean, not that it couldn't.
Yeah,
happen,
it'd be
I don't think I don't
some
think that's
sort
going to be
of
the draw.
family friendly
No.
movie, nothing past
Well, yeah,
PG.
I'd rather have it
Something
stated
for-
versus people not knowing.
Yes.
Something for kids and families.
Yeah,
I
we
think it's
can
great.
put it on there. It's a friends or kids and family kind of deal. It's not obviously.
Family friendly.
Yeah, go out there and
Yeah.
do whatever. But it'll be a family friendly movie. It won't be anything.
They can go over
past
to
PG,
Dorados if they
honestly.
want a beer.
Right.
Yeah. There you go. That
Yeah,
works.
some coasters, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have a motion.
I'll make a motion to consider an act on approving the use of hotel occupancy tax funds in the amount not to exceed $5,000 for 2 movies at the harbor events to be held at Compound Harbor on June 11th, 2026 and July 16th, 2026 at 8 p.m.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. We have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? Motion carries. All right. thank you,
Great
sir.
job, Malik.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to consider an act on a request from the Aransas Pass Rotary Club for the first annual Spooky 5K run to be held at Combrine Harbor
on Saturday, October 31st, 2026, beginning at 6 a.m. and a temporary street closure from Allen Boulevard, south of Rams Pass Marine Ways, to the entrance of the parking lot at Harbor Point Park. Right.
That is correct. Hello, Council. Larissa
Hello.
Rios, 1044 South Commercial, and with me is Pearl Denman, who is also a member of the Aransas Pass Rotary Club, and Meg. Hey, Meg. Meg Reese is also here in the house. Awesome. Like I said, we're representing the Aransas Pass Rotary Club. We are a local nonprofit here in town. We meet every Monday, and we are looking for opportunities to fundraise for our nonprofit. One of our biggest initiatives is education and making sure we have enough money for scholarships every year for our high schoolers. And we need a fundraiser, and we think that a 5K at the harbor would be so fun and a very involved way to bring a lot of people into the harbor and really see how beautiful Aransas Pass is. And so, like I said, we are a nonprofit. We're not asking for city funding or sponsorships. We're asking for that spot for a few hours. Basically, like I said, we're going to start at 6 o'clock. And we also do want to include health-related vendors. I have been in touch with people who would be there to get blood donations, people who could do free blood pressure and stuff like that, like they do at the I'm going to HEB, but HEB, you know, they do the second Saturday screenings. You can do free health screenings there, and also give an opportunity to other nonprofits who maybe would want to sell bananas or snacks for the runners, and they can also get a little bit of profit for their nonprofits. We aren't going to be asking for any major street closures, and the only street closures that we are asking for are those. Is the map on here, Miss Mary?
Let me see if I can.
They're on the side. I wish I would have. Yeah, there we go. So if you can see, there's going to be just 2 cutoffs on the road. It's not going to be. It's not going to be closed for very long. And I believe it'll be it's a 5K, so like 3-point-something miles. Yeah, and I don't think it'll be more than an hour for our runners to get there and back, and we can open those barricades back up. And meanwhile, like I said, the businesses will not be affected by this closure. Anyone who wants to go to these businesses, they're going to be able to get through, even with those closures right there for that temporary one. Any other questions? But like I said, we're really excited. It's going to be for Halloween. We're going to ask participants to dress up, and once we get approval, we'll get more ideas. We want to do maybe like a really short run, maybe bring your dog run, like all inclusive in the event. And we are really excited to bring the community together for something like this, because it's something that could really highlight our beautiful harbor, and I think that it's just a shame we don't use it more, and this is an opportunity that we can do. Thank you.
Okay.
That's a great idea. I love it.
Yes, sir.
A 1-mile fun run for the kids is awesome.
Yes, absolutely. That's something that we're thinking about, including the kids in, maybe getting them costumed up and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think it's great.
All right.
Great job. Yeah,
yes,
I like
and
the
I
idea.
want to thank the AP, Aaron Jones, the assistant chief. He's the one, he and the harbor master, his name, Jeremy. Thank you to both of them for meeting with us and making this beautiful map and making it so clear, and also to the city secretary and Sal for helping to coordinate this and get us on the agenda.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
All right.
I make a motion to approve the Aransas Pass Rotary Club for the first annual Spooky 5K run to be held at Conbrown Harbor on Saturday, October 31st, 2026, beginning at 6 a.m. and the temporary street closure from Allen Boulevard south of Aransas Marine Ways to the entrance of the parking lot at Harbor Point Park.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. We have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Great
Thank
job.
you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're gonna consider an act on approving change order number 1 for Brown Harbor Parking Light Project to 10 Point Services LLC, not to exceed $7,125. Another one.
Evening, Mayor, Council.
We did.
Congrats, Councilmember Chacon, or Mayor Pro Tem.
Oh,
Chacon.
thank you.
And congrats, Councilmember Goyer.
Thank you.
Basically, we had a contractor put up these lights, and all of these were wooden poles. Well, these poles were so split, he had to put multiple screws, wood screws, and it looks very tacky up there. The solution we came up was to drill a hole all the way through and put a stainless steel bolt from the front and not in the front, in the back, so basically it'd be a through bolt. So this cost is basically to get equipment back out there, manpower out there, and to get stainless steel bolts. I believe there was 29 bolts, I believe. And basically not take the fixtures off, just remove the screws, put the through bolt and make it look better at least. And they didn't have a choice. That wood was so split that, each screw wasn't really grabbing the way it should. So instead of leaving it look tacky, we just figured we'd bring it forward to see if we can get it done correctly.
So it's probably basically for rent a man lift. That's what most of this is
Yes,
going
and the
for.
manpower and to get the stainless steel bolts, because stainless steel is expensive. I think we're doing 5/8 in there.
Right.
And I believe they're maybe like 18 inches long. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's where most of the money's going to.
Right.
Do we have it in the budget to do it?
Sandra found a line item to have, where we get the money from.
Okay.
I don't know the name of it,
Well,
but she had sent me the GL number.
Yeah, the project itself was funded by the MDD, but this change order, I believe, is coming from the Harbor Fund. Yeah,
Okay.
it's coming from the Harbor Fund.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I make a motion on approving change order number 1 for Brown Harbor Parking Lot Project to 10 Point Services LLC, not to exceed $7,125.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. We have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Okay, now we're gonna consider an act on adding City Secretary Sal, I'm not saying your whole name, Hernandez, to the signature card on all bank accounts and remove Director of Finance Sandra Garcia,
No.
as a signatory on all bank accounts.
Well, as you know, my last day is going to be this Friday. I've been here almost 10 years. To continue the continuity of having at least 3 signers on the accounts, I recommend that we add the city secretary to the account, so you'll have the municipal court judge, Valerie, the accountant for the city, and Sal on the accounts. Obviously, this isn't going to take effect until we have certified minutes,
Right.
but effective Friday, we're going to remove me from the online banking. We're going to change the signature. We're going to add Valerie to the check signing. We're going to make those changes happen before my departure on Friday afternoon.
Nope.
I'm gonna cry.
Arancas has been very wonderful to me, so I'm sad to be going.
Oh, my.
But I'm very thankful for the opportunity given here to work, and I'm gonna miss it.
I know.
We're
Thank you.
grateful to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But your family is going to be so grateful that you are going to be
Yes,
closer
yes.
to them.
My
And
mother is
I
very
know
happy.
having an aging mother, how difficult it is.
Yeah.
And I'm sad and happy for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's bittersweet.
It's
Yeah.
bittersweet.
Yes, ma'am.
Bittersweet.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
we're all gonna miss her here in the city
I
of
know.
Aransas Pass.
I'm going to be moving to Harlingen. My parents live in Roma, so I'm going to be about an hour and a half away. I'm going to be working at the city of South Padre. I'm going to be doing the same thing that I'm doing here.
Very nice.
Yes.
Man.
Well, thank you.
Who's
I'm
gonna
from-
Who's gonna tell me what my 1 cent generates? And what I'm talking about?
Are you going to pay us our dollar before you
I'm
leave?
going to have
Because
that ready for whomever it takes, man. Trust me. You trained me well.
Jason's still waiting on his dollar.
I will take that with me everywhere I go.
Okay, all right. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to consider an act on adding City Secretary Sal to the signature card on all bank accounts and remove Director of Finance Sandra Garcia as a signatory on all bank accounts.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank
I'm
you,
here
Sandra.
for
Thank
the-
you, Sandra.
Thank you. I'm here for the other items.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
now we're gonna consider an act on approving a 3-year contract with Brenda McAwee CPA to conduct the city's annual audits for fiscal years 2026, 2027, and 2028.
Brenda has been our city auditor since before my
Forever.
tenure here, but I do want to say something. Her audits are very well respected in the finance community. I can tell you that our financial advisors, our rating agencies respect her work and her audits that she does for the city. So we've never had any issues with that. We've been able to meet the deadline. I know there was a year that we were a little behind, but other than that, we have worked together to clean up the books, to get us to where we are right now. So she is here in the audience. If you have any questions for her, she'll be more than glad to answer them.
I don't have any questions, do you?
You guys got anything?
We think you do an excellent job.
Yes, she does.
Good.
I do have a question. I mean, I'm new up here, so I might as well ruffle some feathers now.
That's okay.
It concerns the navigation district.
The Aransas County
Yes,
Navigation
ma'am.
District? Okay, I'd be happy to address that.
I mean, in good faith, I don't know that I could go on with your contract
Okay.
with what is going on. I don't know, I mean, it's just, it's hearsay.
Right.
So, I mean, but until it's cleared up, I don't know if I would feel comfortable.
Well, I put together a little something, so if you'll humor
Yeah,
me.
we'll listen.
So I'd like to address the issue that's been raised. It was an attack on my integrity and my professionalism. And then also, if you had a question about the increase in fees, but I'm going to just talk about my integrity and professionalism. I've been a CPA for over 30 years. I've participated in the AICPA peer review program since 1995 when it began. And I did that at considerable time and expense to my firm because I believe strongly in meeting the professional standards required by my profession. My license, my reputation, and my independence are the foundation of my practice. Unfortunately, much of the recent mudslinging was stemmed from claims made from a source, and they only reported one side of the story, despite explicitly stating in their articles that I was never contacted for clarification or for any kind of rebuttal or any kind of my side of the story. So I was never contacted about these false allegations before they were published. Today, as a matter of fact, this morning, the Aransas County Navigation District Board unanimously voted to accept an audit report from Bob Rowe, CPA. He's with Acuity CXO. He's a forensic auditor, and it nullified each and every one of these allegations that was made against me. And I have a copy of that report right here from Mr. Rowe. I'm happy it's now public. It's publicly available. I do not intend to engage in any personal attacks or public back and forth. I simply want the council to understand that my work is governed by strict professional standards, independent oversight, and accountability. I want to go on to say that the Yellow Book audit independence is critical. And because I assist the city with preparation of the financial statements, government auditing standards require safeguards to preserve independence. One of those safeguards is an independent pre-issuance review done by another independent CPA not involved with the engagement. So in plain English, before the financial statements are issued, another independent CPA reviews my work and to ensure that the audit and the financial statements comply with professional standards. That additional level of review, along with increasing reporting and compliance, the federal single audit requirements, and the overall complexity of governmental accounting has significantly increased the amount of time that it takes to complete these audits. It's gone overboard, but it's what it is. My responsibility is to provide the city with an audit that is thorough, compliant, and defendable, and that's exactly what I hope to continue to do for you. I appreciate your consideration and look forward to a continued long professional relationship with the city. So I thank you very much. And if you have any specific question about any of these allegations, I didn't hit anybody, I promise.
Brenda.
Well, thank you for clearing that up.
Okay.
Brenda, can I see from, what was it, Bob Rowe?
Anyway, this is only the odd
I will
pages.
just
Two
add
tidbits back in
one
front,
more
so it's
tidbit.
just the odd pages. I can get the whole report to you.
To this. I have no skin in the game. I'm on my way out the door. I've worked with Brenda for almost 10 years now, and I can tell you that when I read the articles, I did call her. I cannot reconcile the person that is being described in that article to the person that I know as a professional that I've worked alongside. I'm not going to say that her and I have not disagreed on entries, and we have a conversation, but I cannot reconcile the two together. So for whatever that's worth, I can assure you that Brenda has never requested access to our accounting software, nor would we give her access to our accounting software. She's never gone in there to do journal entries. Anything that's done is done by me. We do have adjusting journal entries, obviously, at the end of the year. She provides those to me once the financial audit has been presented. I'll key those into the system. That is so that my books and her books next year, we start up with the same number. All trial balances should balance, and that's what we do. So I can, for whatever it's worth, I don't reconcile the two people.
We actually had a disagreement on an entry this year.
Yes, we did. We're still working on that, yes. She is correct, yes. So that's, for whatever that's worth, I did read the whole 6-part articles, and I can tell you that I can't reconcile the two people together. They're just being described there, and the person I know to have been working with for such a long time.
Let me just
Yes,
read it
ma'am.
down. I'm just going to take a minute real quick, because I just want to read this one part just to clarify too for everybody. And this is just one part, glancing over it, but it says, we met with Ms. McElwee and reviewed her paperwork, including her paperwork to merge the prior year balances with current year transactions. Based on our paperwork review, we conclude that Ms. McElwee's description of the issue is correct. I think that right there, just at the beginning of this, is stating everything you're saying. I mean,
And like I said, that's just the odd. They sent it to
Yeah.
me, but they didn't send me front and back. So, but it's public and you can get the whole report.
yeah, everything I've seen here. Does anyone else want to look at it? Or Doug?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say one more thing. This whole thing stemmed from my 2022 audit of the navigation district, and I disclaimed an opinion. What that means is, things were such that I couldn't render an opinion. So I will either give you an unqualified opinion, which means your financial statements are clean. I'll give you a modified opinion, which means they're clean except for this. An adverse opinion means that we completely disagree on material things in the audit, and a disclaimer of an opinion means that I walk away. Essentially, I withdrew from the engagement. I presented my report. My report was multiple pages of findings, and that was what really, and this happened like 4 years ago, and then it reared its ugly head right now, and I don't understand why it did that, but it did. So, and we're just dealing with it.
Right. Thank you.
I'm glad this is public knowledge. This
Yes.
is worth reading for those
Okay.
that have doubts.
Did somebody already make a motion?
No, I don't believe so.
All right, now,
Sorry, no,
is there a
I'm still
motion?
reading.
I'll make a motion to consider action approving a 3-year contract with Brenda McElvey, CPA, to conduct the city's annual audit for fiscal years 2026, 27, and 28.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. We have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you.
Sorry you
Okay,
had to go through that.
now we're going to go into executive session, and we have one, Aransas Pass Chamber of Commerce audit. Second item, potential Combine Harbor lease, VNS Ventures LLC. And third item, Combine Harbor lease, ML and MR Real Estate Investments LLC, Councilmember Martin. And it is 7:44 PM. Okay, we're going to reconvene in open session as 9:40 p.m. And we have any motions?
I'm sorry, if I could just,
Oh.
I did make record of something I should have said before we went to executive session. For the record, Councilmember Martin had filed a conflict of disclosure form. She wouldn't be, she did not participate in the item for VNS Ventures LLC, and she did file a conflict form.
Okay.
So that's all.
Now do we have any motions?
Yes, I want to make a motion to direct the city attorney to send a reservation of right and demand for clarification letter to ML and MR Real Estate Investments LLC.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I think there's no more action to be taken. Meeting
Oh, wait.
adjourned.
Hey, no. We're not gonna put them on for the,
We're not.